Right, okay, so I hope everyone's got their ingredients. I hoped the post the other night helped for people who struggled to get the bits that were missing. So yeah, welcome to the first session of Quarantine Cuisine. Edge Events presents Richard Alsop. I'm one half of Edge Events. My beautiful wife Laura is the other half of Edge Events, who hopefully I'll talk into doing something at a later date. But yeah, the reason why we launched these was because we want to, like I've said before, we want to say thank you for people's support, continued support during these strange times, and we just felt like what better way to get people to stick together but was by cooking, drinking. It's it makes sense. One other thing that I'll mention before I start is this absolutely complies with social spacing. Myself put this kitchen out, the ingredients. Danzy man, production guy, he's 10 metres away from me right now. We've not come in any contact with anybody else, so this is all absolutely compliant, and we just want to make that clear. We don't want anyone to think that we're bending any rules. So yeah, a bit of an introduction about the dish, what I've chosen to cook. So Punjabi chicken curry is what I've chosen to do. Punjab is a Persian word for 5 waters. It's an old word from that region, which explained it as with the 5 rivers that ran through that area. During the British Empire, with Pakistan being formed from India, the Punjab region now lies within the north of India, but it crosses Pakistan and India. So this dish is effectively, yes, you could say Indian, but the truth being it's actually Indian and Pakistan. So that is, I just want to make that clear. So if I offend anyone, please message me, tell me if I'm wrong. I'd love to hear more about the background of the dish, but in a very brief way, that is, what I'd like to explain to people. So here we go. So what I'm going to do now is, starting straight away, I'm going to put the pan on. Medium heat to start with, just to kind of get it warmed up. If you're on gas, lucky you. With a kitchen demo, we're not that lucky for obvious reasons if it blows out. So first, I'm going to put the oil in. Two tablespoons. Save the rest for if it needs topping up. I'm going to put that in for now. Wait for that to warm up. The first thing I'm going to do is add the cumin seeds. I'm going to put that in now as it's warming up. The main reason being is buy me a bit of time to chop my onions. I've mentioned silver onion and red onion. I've got half a silver onion here because I actually used the other half last night, and I'm starting to run a bit low on things, I'll be completely honest, and I didn't want this to waste. So, so chop that up however you want to do it. I prefer it to be, I suppose, like medium chunks, really. If you like them bigger, nothing wrong with that either. There we go. Apologies if I'm quiet. So while those cumin seeds are hopefully cooking away, get your onions ready. The people who have maybe done these things before have probably already prepped their onions, knowing exactly what I'm going to say. Kind of struggling to get some good onions at the minute. I don't know if anyone's the same as that, but the last few I've got have not been great. I'm sure it's nothing to do with the situation and more than likely the places I'm getting them from, but yeah, just seems to be a bit of a thing at the moment. Just to mention now that the Punjabi dish is known for being quite buttery. So where I've used a vegetable oil, some people use ghee or put in a knob of butter. But what I'm trying to do with this dish, and like I mentioned in my posts, is just to show the versatility. So it's keeping it, if it's vegan, vegetarian, whether you want meat with it, this dish, I'm trying to create a base, an authentic base, just to show kind of, what you can do with it. And the reason why I've not used ghee or put butter in, one, I've got no butter or ghee, but just to kind of keep the very base of it vegan, and just to kind of make sure that this is a dish for everybody. So I'll cut these onions up. Once again, they're not the best onions whatsoever, but lockdown onions. So yeah, while those cumin seeds are starting to should start smelling them now really, but it'd help if I turn the hob on. Right, I'll give it a blast now. You'll probably tell you'll realise very quickly that I'm not a professional whatsoever. Absolutely amateur. Just love cooking. I'll make mistakes. That's the whole point of me doing the first one. I want to make it as real as possible, like it's my own kitchen. Not quite, I suppose. I'm outside, but it just gives you a bit of a. I mean, look at my knife. That's not exactly the knife that you would be using for such a dish, but it works for me. It's my favourite knife. It'll be like you guys back home. And I want to keep it like that. And like I say, I'm not a professional, so bear with me. So now the heat's on. Those cumin seeds should start smelling quite nice soon. So what I may as well do is I'll put my onions in now. I hope everyone's coping with lockdown. By the way, it's been it's a funny time, eh? It's To start with, it was like the perfect excuse everyone needed to drop off the radar. If you're a bit like me, that it was quite nice for a week or so. Then you start missing friends, family. So I hope you're all holding out during this time, and I hope this channel's helping in whatever way it can. So here we go. Keep stirring that in. Dan, it's probably best if you don't zoom into the cumin seeds because they weren't quite ready, but because I didn't put the hob on, playing catch up. So get those cooking. I mean, while the pan's heating up, playing catch up a bit now, really. But as you all know, I'm one half of Edge Events, and we organise the Chesterfield Food and Drink Festival, and as well as others, Matlock being one, the Street Food and Grooves Festival, and as well as other events that aren't food and drink based. And we postponed the events, and we thought it was the right thing to do. And I said it in the intro, but we just want to keep going, keep ticking over, And once again, yeah, just say thank you for your support. So hopefully these are warming up now. I mentioned about the places to get your ingredients from. Chalawan in the Market Hall, brilliant place. I mean, I'll get round to this eventually, but just to mention it now, this roasted chili paste that I love to add with my tomato puree. Look, I mean, I've already put mine in, but just to, yeah, it goes down. It really nice to go with the tomato puree and just adds that extra kick. And the people who I mentioned the tofu, if you did get the chance to marinate it, it's absolutely lovely. And once again, just adds that extra bite to the dish. Bit strange this actually. I'm kind of used to I cook to music, and there's absolutely no music going off. It's like I'm left to like the thoughts in my head while I'm cooking. I'm starting to smell that now actually. Lovely, yeah, like a bit of Bob Marley. That'd go down really, really well. But yeah, smell that. But the wind's kind of going that way, so I say smell. Your kitchen should be starting to smell quite nice, but probably the neighbours over there are smelling it more than I am at the minute. But I promise you, it is cooking away. So yeah, next bit, pinch of salt. I've said 1 teaspoon. It's totally optional. Sometimes I put it in, sometimes I don't. Depends on how I'm feeling, really. But yeah, so the next bit, ginger, onion, garlic. Get that nicely chopped up. I'll try and keep slow. Don't want to lose anybody. So then, yeah, keep chopping through that. I'll be honest with you, one of the things I like listening to, I love cooking to music, but BBC Six, it's great. Absolutely random. You don't know what you're going to get. Craig Charles at the minute seems to be every time I put it on, it just seems to be him. He's obviously not furloughed at the minute. Right, put that in. I say finely chopped in my ingredients. Not quite finely chopped, but it'll do the trick. Give it a good stir. So now to your garlic. I think I mentioned, in the ingredients, what did I put? I think 2 tablespoons randomly. Was it 4 cloves, something like that. I absolutely love garlic in any of my food. So if you prefer less or prefer more, then don't use my recommendation. It's which is what all of these ingredients are. Smells nice, lovely. So here we go. You chop garlic. Put that in there. Give it a good stir. Yeah, lovely. My ginger was a bit dry actually. I prepped it last night, so it's normally a bit more moist. I hope it doesn't affect it. I'm sure it won't, but if anyone picked up on that. So keep giving that a good stir. Lovely. You can actually see the steam now. You see, I'm not lying to you. It is actually cooking. So next, ground cumin. That's the next one to go in. 2 teaspoons. All these dishes, by the way, I've actually I've saved them. It's don't know. I think was it some desserts that you get in those pots. They're really handy. Just find that you can, if you say you go through a phase of cooking Indian food, just fill them up and just work your way through them. They're brilliant, and it doesn't cost anything because you've already paid for them. But yeah, ground coriander once again, 2 teaspoons. Nice teaspoons. Turmeric. Love the colour of turmeric. 2 teaspoons again. Hello, Scamp. You alright there? Don't mind me. And garam masala, the same. 2 teaspoons. Get that stirred in. Try and not let that burn. If it does get a bit dry, like mine is, like I say, I'm used to cooking with gas. So if need be, take it off the hob. Kashmira chili powder. So this is the bit that gives it the kick. I ordered mine off the internet a while ago. I don't like doing that because obviously to support local businesses, but I struggled a bit at the time. And yeah, it's lovely, and this is what gives the dish the kick. It's quite strong stuff. If you put, once again, 2 teaspoons. In fact, I'll put a bit more in. And the people I mentioned about the tofu, so to keep it vegan and vegetarian, was to actually marinate it in that powder or basic chili powder. It's just lovely. But anyway, so while stir that in, starting to get the lovely colours in there now. Really nice colours. Make sure it doesn't burn. It shouldn't do. Especially when I turn it down. But yeah, keep tossing that around. So your tomato puree, like I mentioned before, I actually add a tiny bit of roasted chili. It's I get it from I think I mentioned the lemongrass Oriental market. It's great stuff. I'll put this in and then I'll show you what it's like. But it's very similar to tomato puree. So if you mix it in, and you can just use it in lots of other dishes as well. I've shown it on the ingredients, but there we go. It's like just put a tablespoon in, and it just adds even more. Makes it even hotter. There we go. I would recommend that. I use that for so many dishes. Quick drink. There we go. All right, give that a mix in. I think once you feel as though that's mixed in, get your water added. Like I say, I've put a pint in. I did mention a litre on the ingredients. It was just purely because if you like your curry thick, put half a pint in. If you like it runny, put the full litre in. But I would definitely recommend you start with a pint and then go from there, and just keep monitoring, like an Italian sauce where you're kind of boiling it down. You keep adding the water. It's definitely the best way to do it. Stir that in. That's why I've always got a spoon on hand. There we go. Keep stirring that in. You can really see the curry starting to become a curry now. Keep stirring that in. So at this point, once it warms up again, I did recommend hot water, but mine was hot water, but it came quite tepid water. So if you bear with me, it will warm up again, I promise you. Keep stirring that in. It's quite nice actually to use cooler water because you're back in control of the curry. You're not fighting against it, which is I love to cook that way. So there we go. So that is basically your Punjabi base curry. So next I'm going to add the chicken, the vegetables. Add it at the same time. Don't shallow fry chicken. It's lovely to cook it in the sauce. The same as the vegetables. Just allow it to cook together, and then once you feel as though your vegetables at the right, obviously make sure your chicken's cooked, but then allow your vegetables to dictate. So the next thing, I'll get my chicken. There's some I prepared earlier. And to make it really simple, what I do with the chicken breasts is I just chop them in. It makes it so much easier. It's less mess. Yeah. Doesn't look great as you're doing it, but it's just so practical. I also mentioned, I think I said 2 chicken breasts on the ingredients. I put 3 out to defrost. I've been using lots of frozen chicken at the moment. Once again, practicality. You don't want to be going to the shop just for some chicken breast. It doesn't help anybody. So yeah, keep chopping that up. It's really strange not having music while I'm doing this. It's kind of making it feel like a bit serious. Stir that in. So yeah, put your 2 chicken breasts in there, chop it up however you want to do it. There we go, that's all in. That out of the way. Give it a good stir. So yeah, for the people who want to keep it vegan and vegetarian, obviously that's where you would add your tofu. I did say in my post that I wasn't going to add any vegetables, but these are the vegetables that I've got in my kitchen at the moment. a leek, courgette, spring onions, and it just adds to the dish. And sometimes I use or we like to use broccoli instead of rice, and then you're cutting out your carbs if you want a lighter meal. And I just add random vegetables. The good thing is the curry base is and then you just go from there. It's so versatile. You can keep it vegan, vegetarian. You can add meat, fish, however you want. And I think that's, I didn't mention that in my introduction to the dish, but that the region the dish comes from, it prides itself on that. It's just so versatile. But yeah. So I suppose I'm coming to a conclusion now. It's I'm gonna. There's no point me chopping that up because I didn't mention it in the recipe. And once, like I said, everyone can add their own vegetables to the recipe. But once again, I hope that was helpful. It just shows how easy it is to make an authentic curry. But yeah, thank you for watching, and cheers. And next week. So next week, just to give you a bit of an insight into how things are going forward, we've got several chefs, mobile chefs. We've got people who do sweet stuff, people who do meat-based stuff, vegan stuff. We've got Food for Future who are going to do no waste stuff. There's so many great things and what are coming up. And I just want to thank you. So that's me done now. So enjoy your curry. I'll take any questions, any feedback, and I'll leave it to the professionals from now on. But thank you.